That's why you need VOP this morning, because we will climb this far to give you a voice in what's going on, from news, reviews, politics and the economy, sports and even entertainment. Join us weekdays 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on VOP TV. VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
All right, good morning to you. Welcome to VOP This Morning. I am Moses Humphrey. And of course, it's Tuesday. It's the 13th day in the month of February. It's one more day to Valentine. And surprisingly, I don't think Nigerians are talking a lot about Valentine. Well, today I have been blessed with two ladies in the studio with me. Now, am I not blessed? I'm Moses Humphrey.
I am Fina. Okay.
And I am Master. You're indeed blessed, Moses.
Oh, yes, I am blessed. Well, I also do have another man with me. He will be sharing the ladies with me.
Okay, okay.
That'll come out right. Well, I have Lawale Kundayo. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, so we'll be going into the papers first before we delve into our major talking points. But let's give you a heads up on some of the things that we'll be talking about today.
Yeah, well, Labour considers 1 million naira as new minimum wage.
And also we have a cardiac society cautions Nigeria as many die watching a Nigerian match.
Oh yes, oh yes. Well, these are the topics we'll focus on this morning on VOP This Morning. And you do expect our man on the streets of Lagos, Ejalonibu Tosin, to sample opinion of Nigerians concerning some of these headlines. Is Joe joking? That's the question on my mind. Is Joe joking? All right. Well, let's dive into the papers now. Let's look at stories and maybe to the cover pages of some papers.
All right. Like I always say, I will take a punch from the Punch newspaper this morning.
Right.
And the banner headline says, federal government, U.S. begin talks as officials test the copter's wreckage. That's for the Wigwe's death. Yes. And the sub-rider says NTSB relocates chopper's engine, rotor blades, landing gears today. Nigeria to support U.S. team. And then Abiodun, Dangote, others visit Wigwe, Ogunbajo's families. Late Access Bank CEO Kingsman protests. On top of the nameplate, we have minimum wage. Private sector states faults Labour's push for 1 million naira. Now and again, more like Moses' question, is Joe joking? Okay, 5th anniversary. Punchers begin training for novelty march. Outages, federal government plans sanctions for non-performing discos. And then moving on, we have a picture here of people coming to meet with the families of the late Wigwe. IMF forecasts $8 billion fall in Naira's 2024 foreign reserves. Kidnappers killed our driver for talking Ekiti school worker. NAFDAC insists on sachet alcohol ban. Hoodlums attack officials. Mr. Lowell, you've been shaking your head, and then I know you have a lot to say.
Yeah.
So which of these headlines would you want to talk about?
I would like us to look at, I want to talk about that, the discourse.
Okay.
Yes, because we know how fundamental power, electricity is in industrial development and the economic growth. And then look at what is coming out today. I've been saying many, many times, since the discourse took over, there's been a problem of this country when it comes to economic growth, because the engine of the engine to drive the economy is always the small scale businesses, because they get to the consumers. But when electricity is not available and they are overbilled for what they didn't consume, they run out of business.
Coupled with the fact that you can see how much electoral fuel is in the country as well.
Yes.
And then having problem with the energy.
Yes, because electricity is supposed to be something that is very, very, very cheap and affordable. You know what? Because the moment you set the generating, you set the equipment, it can run for the next 100 years without you doing any serious work. They're not like fuel where you need to continually. No, it's so just continue. And look at what is going on now. We've been talking about this over and over again, that discourse need to be reviewed. It's a scam. Giving discourse license is a scam.
You think so?
Yes, because they don't really do anything. Let me give you a good example. You buy transformers, it is their property. That's the discourse. So the transformer is their property, the community buy it. The poles are their properties, the communities buy them. The cables to run on the poles are their property, the community buys this thing for them. Prepaid meter is their property, community still buy them. Up to now, NEC is the one deciding the amount of the prepaid meter.
Communities not knowing their rights.
It's not
being patient enough. Because I also reside in a community where when if a pole falls down, maybe due to an accident or something, you call the what's their name now, the disco supplying that vicinity, and they give you time and they come and fix it. Okay, but I believe that some communities are not either not patient enough, or they don't know their rights and they're taking advantage of.
Very good. You are talking about pole. I've mentioned like 5 things now. Let me tell you something. This pole that you are talking about, when you pay for the pole, to let you know that this thing is not a, when you pay for the pole, the community gets the pole. The discos, their engineer will still collect money to install, to fix the pole.
Are we educating people enough?
See, it's not about education. No. The people are educated, but they box the people into a corner. You know you need this thing, there's no alternative, and they delay it. When there's a problem, you call them, they will tell you, okay, they've heard about it. They are coming to, you will not see them in the next 1 month. They will now come and tell the people that, see, you see, if we have, it's not going to come on time. Why not buy this thing yourself? And when you buy it, you give it to them.
What you're saying reminds me of one experience I had sometime somewhere in the southeastern part of the country. Where I had to call the electricity distribution company there to say, please, I have a prepared meter, but it's not working. You understand? And, and someone looked me in the face in that office to tell me, how much am I going to pay? You understand? For him to expedite the action coming down to my place to fix it. I was like, no, it shouldn't be that way. And when I had to talk, and also like, I think that person actually is a media personality. You don't have to let us, be known. Because I told him, I said, I'm going to meet your boss and to discuss if this is not my right. Yeah. I think when we actually, if we bring our time to educate people, educate the citizens of the country of their rights and all that, it will be better for us. Some people also sell these, what's it called, the prepaid meter to people.
Should we say Nigerians are not pushy enough?
Not really that they're not pushing. I think the problem is...
Because even when you tell them their rights, most times they're like, this is Nigeria, let's just do it.
Yeah, because they've lost faith. I think they've lost their trust in some of the things that we needed to have.
It's because the government, the way they license the discos, they license in such a way that the people have no choice. Look at this. What is the business of NEC in fixing price for prepaid meter? Is it not something that's supposed to be like a phone? Anybody, I can get my prepaid meter anywhere. You get it. Why is it NEC? And why is NEC fixing price? Is NEC the one selling it? And when you want to buy, you have to pay to the discos. What is the business of the discos in prepaid meter? When you pay to them, they will now pay to the company that will now bring the prepaid meter. Why? Why can't I go direct to them? And why is it that it is their property the moment they install it, it automatically becomes their property? And the government is aware of this. This has been going on for how many years? Close to 10 years now.
Mr. Lawal, are you of the opinion that we jump into this digital way of getting our electricity? Is it that we're not ready enough to move into it? Because when we're doing the analog thing, we also were complaining that people are being given estimated bills to pay. You understand? Some people also don't even have the analog. analog meters and all that.
Yeah.
So now are you of the opinion that would have actually waited until put everything, cross the T's, dot the I's before jumping into the digital?
See, the people that privatized that electricity, NEPA at that time, they did it out of selfishness. They didn't do it for the interest of the people. Because when you are coming to business, look at this NITEL. When NITEL was privatized, MTN, they came with all the equipment they want to use to work. Nobody was buying the equipment was for them. But this discos, when they came on board, they had nothing on ground. So they were using the one that was already decapitated. The people were complaining about them. The reason why they brought them in to fix it, they didn't fix it. In fact, everything they met was what they were using. That was why up till now, nothing was being done. Up till now, look at prepaid meter. The analog is still there. You say you want to phase it out, and you are not bringing prepaid meter, you are estimating.
But then, what's the reason why they would want to phase out the people that are using prepaid meter, the old prepaid meter? I know very well that there are communities where the NEPA agencies want to actually remove the old prepared meter.
And then they are working.
A lot of persons that are saying that the new one has this thing that makes it run really fast. Like you get to spend a lot. So what's the reason why they would actually want to phase out the old one? Is it that the old ones are not good enough? Because I don't think there's anything wrong with the old ones as well.
Yes, it's not. See, when they were coming on board, you want to sell, you want to privatize something. You're supposed to have your modalities for privatizing. This is why we want to privatize. This is what you are coming in to do. Let us see what you have on ground before they were not licensed.
So does it mean the government actually didn't do their work?
They didn't. Yes, that was why those people capitalized on this. If you see the laws, they went. In fact, in NEC law up to now, the name estimation is still very well legal inside it. Why is NEC still telling discos to continue to estimate customers?
All right, now this conversation will go on and on. But you know, Nigerians, of course, will continue to bear their mind on this until a solution is found.
Yes.
But there's also the story of NAFDAC insisting on sachet alcohol ban, and then hoodlums attacking officials. That's also in the Punch newspaper. You want to respond to that?
Yes.
Go ahead, please.
No, we talked about this thing, I think 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
That it is to the best interest of the environment.
We're looking at people losing jobs.
No. See, there's what they call diversification, and there's what they call target notice. If you want to phase out something, you don't wake up today and say tomorrow is gone. No, that is irresponsible. You have to give a time so that those companies will now take that time to adjust.
To sell off.
Whatever, they are not going to buy another one. Even the company that is producing the sachet will not diversify. Okay, they have told us so sell what you have in your store, but don't produce another one. This is what is requested of you. So the company will not diversify.
Yeah. Not that said something about this, I think 2 years ago or thereabouts.
Yes,
before,
actually, there's been a warning. There's been a warning on this, and it's been long. It's been a long time coming. Yeah. But I think the issue is Nigerians just decided not to do anything until the 11th hour.
It's not about Nigerians. It's about the regulation. It's about the regulation. Okay. The regulating authority supposed to now clamp down because the companies are the one producing it for Nigerians. It's like you don't have another choice. So you have to go for it. We are not the Nigerians are not the one producing it.
The truth of the matter is they were told to stop the production.
So it's the company. The moment they are not stopping it, you now sanction them.
Alcohol, or PET bottles below 200 ml. They were told to stop the production of it with a deadline given. Now the deadline has come, and now they're implementing the ban, and the officials, NAFDAC officials, are being attacked.
See, if that's why we're talking about security and police and policing, you get it. When you have security, and security is for everybody, it will be difficult for anybody to attack anybody. These hoodlums, if you see them on the road, see the way they attack vehicles. Even when you are bringing in your goods, you are not into what about this private transportation? No.
Yeah.
You are bringing your own goods in. They will come and attack you and collect money. If you don't give them, they will destroy your. Even if you carry it on your head, they will still see that, okay, this man is coming with good. They will rush at you and then begin to extort money from you, and the police will be there. So you can see that the way they are giving them too much free hand to do whatever they want. That's why they are now affecting the government work.
Okay.
Let's go into another paper.
And then we have to look at the Guardian newspaper, and just below or beneath the nameplate, to have 113.8 million undocumented Nigerians raised doubt on population size. And there's a pictorial here, and this one is just a Federal Republic of Nigeria kind of ID card. That's a NIN something from NIMC. And we have, there's a note beneath it, which reads, 2012, we have 167 million, then 30% growth in 10 years. Then 2022, 216.78 million. And this is a UN projection. Okay, now they're also saying that for 2050, according to UN, we'll be having like a 400 million. I don't understand where that is going to happen in this, how it's going to be possible in this small. Okay, we have another story that says CBN informs court of $6.2 million release for 2023 poll. You can find that on Guardian newspaper page 3. And abduction, father of slain Anambra lawyer slums and dies. Oh, that's a sad one. Still in the Guardian newspaper, alleged $6 billion fraud. You have no power to try me. Ex-minister Agunloye tells EFCC. And Wigwe NSIB collaborates with U.S. agency to probe crash. We have, this says, import duty, FX rate raised 4th time in February. Now, 1,444.56 naira, that's a naira per dollar. And still on the Guardian newspaper, NLC pegs wage against naira depreciation amid call for urgent action against hardship and hunger. The last but not the least says 10 years after verdict, women folk still await property inheritance right in Southeast. You can see that on page 4 of the Guardian newspaper. Mr. Lawal Kundayo, you know, you were nodding. I noticed that you were nodding. Your facial expression shows you have something you want to talk about as regards the stories of lesson 2.
Let's look at that importation, because that is one of the things that is driving price up. The importation duty. Yeah. They keep talking about this thing and keep talking about the thing, that the importation duty is one of the things that is driving the cost of living up in Nigeria. And nothing is seriously being done about that. You remember government was saying that they want custom to raise their revenue from 3 billion to 5 billion. And people were saying, when they raise this thing, it is still Nigerians that will pay for it, because the importers will just add the money to their goods. But the government is interested in how they can raise their own IGR without looking at what will be left for Nigerians. That's why the NSC is saying that the 200,000 they are asking for is not going to work again. You know, we said that earlier on here, that committee is not going to bring out anything serious, because you only talk about minimum wage where you have a stable economy. Yeah. So here now, you see everything. Discourse is overbilling the people, robbing the people every day. Nothing is done about it. Importation is nobody is regulating that, and it's poured on the people. The bad roads, the extortion from area boys on the road when you are bringing in your goods, because when you are bringing in your goods and they accustom you on the way, block you and force you to pay them illegal money, you add it to the same money. When fuel increases, you still add it to the same goods. So by the time the goods get to the market, it has increased like about 200 to 300%. People begin to complain. Why? You should ask the government that's supposed to regulate and is not regulating anything. You see where the area boys will be demanding money from somebody who carry goods on their heads. With impunity. Add that one. You know, the way they do it is... Even somebody that are hawking water, trying to survive. Nigerians are not lazy. I keep saying it. You carry water on your head trying to survive, and then you see area boy after paying the local government money to be able to hawk, the area boy will come and demand money from you. They even demand money for there's one they call security money, which the police that are around collect. They collect that one for the police separately. They say it's security.
The area boys collect money from.
Yes, and they call the security money. For
security.
Mm-hmm.
They collect it for the police, or because they are securing the.
No. That's what the police will not. They won't talk. If you don't pay, what they do to you is that they will now stop you, begin to delay you. You get it. But when you pay, even if you commit an offense, they will just let you go. Oh. You get. So that's what. So yes, that's. So you see all those things. By the time you have this money to your goods, it triples. Okay. And then people will complain.
The security money is to prevent rival groups from attacking your property.
No. Now, you see, if you see the way you collect this money from people, try.
As if it's your right.
Yes, try entering this. Just be on the street, just with your camera. You see, even you see people with goods. You see the way they even if you don't, they will draw your goods down. It will fall, and they still collect the money.
Now, talking about being on the streets, Tosin Ejalonibu is on the streets, and he's there to sample the opinion of Nigerians. Tosin, good morning to you. What's a Nigerian saying today?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, Lagos. In the streets of Lagos again to get that reaction from what's that news item? What is that news item? What is that news headline? What's that news story that interests you in the news this morning? I want to find out this morning for some of the things in the news this morning. Governors and the National Advisor are joining forces to battle insecurity and food crisis in the country. The PDP governors, the governors of the PDP met yesterday. They are also saying that Nigeria is becoming Venezuela because of the insecurity and the economic hardship the country is going through right now. They are also calling for state policing, that the federal government need to embrace state policing to address some of our security concerns. These are some of the things in the news this morning. But let's hear from a Nigerian what he thinks about what interests them in the news this morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
What interests you in the news this morning, sir?
Okay, in Nigeria today, sometimes when let me start from this thing, food price. When I want to go and buy food, because I believe food is life. Because if you doesn't eat, no life in you. If somebody did not eat today, I think he will die. Let me put it like that. But Jesus Christ did for a longer time, but I did not know I do his own, because it's not a human being. It's a spirit. He did it and he survived. Things are getting out of hand. Food price is getting out of hand. Sometimes I will go going this thing. Some people will come and meet me and begging for food. And me that I now, let me put it that now, if I want to eat, not that I doesn't eat, I doesn't see what to eat. Eat what I see, not what I like. Me that I eat what I did not, what I see is not what I like. Somebody will be disturbing me for food, be threatening me. The economy, every place to be very, very going out of security, because that is why kidnapping, because somebody that does not eat, it's a person will call him, oh, let's try this thing, and they kidnap money, they have got a job. That's why kidnapping is still rampant in this country, because the situation of this country has forced people to do what they are not supposed to do. You understand? Now kidnapping has gone rampant in Nigeria now, because people do it very well. You understand now? Okay, 3 people they are begging for harm. Like the other them going on the road, 2 boys accosted a knife. They accosted with a knife. They collect his bag until give them money before they free him. Before they free him. You understand the thing now? Because if those 2 boys now, I think you can kidnap somebody just because of even 1,000 naira. So the country get, and I can say the leaders they are not doing well to us, because the leaders too, they are not living by example. Just like a pastor that said that we preach, that we tell his disciple that listen to do what I preach, but don't do what I do, because most pastors are not doing what they are supposed to do. Even the leaders, they are not doing what they're supposed to do. The economy, they say that they want to help the masses, and they cannot help the masses, because people that say that they want to help the masses, they are inflating their, and the money that they're supposed to reduce to help the other people, if they cannot help people to pay people, the people that they are only outstanding, if they the cost of governance and use that money to pay those people they are owing. Those people pay their money. Because of money, then I see my junior brother. He said, I cannot help him. When I'm suffering, my junior brother cannot help me. I cannot help. I will fight for myself too. So that is the problem of this country.
You can hear from him this morning. He's talking about the food crisis and the insecurity in the country. Like, what's like the videos are also calling for the People TV Oluwatosin Ejalonibo back to the studio.
All right, there you have it. That's Tosin talking to that Nigerian who obviously looks angry, you know, and then he had a whole lot to talk about. Now, he gave an example of, well, he told a story of someone who was walking down the road and was accosted by two young men with knives just because they wanted to collect 1,000 naira. Extorting. They wanted to extort him for 1,000 naira. It's dire. The situation is dire, and I don't know what. That's the insecurity that we talked about. It's becoming. I mean, it's closer home than before. Down your street, somebody down the street might just be waiting to attack you just because they want bread, just because they want food on their table. Now, would you say that for us to curb this within our little space, should we now emphasize on neighborhood security, as you know, street security?
You already have that.
Emphasize, I said. Emphasize, because in some areas, in Lagos State, for example, the state government has said some streets should not keep their gates closed, especially if the street is if it's an adjoining street to a major road. Don't keep it closed. Keep it open. But keeping it open can also expose you to attacks. What do you think?
No. See, the gates are just as it's not supposed to be there. They are just as a result of the people not feeling secure.
Exactly.
That is why it is there. If you do, that's why. If we really want to curb insecurity in this country to the level of that we can is bearable, we need to have dissemination of or dissolution of the police power. We need to have the local government police policing. We need to have the state policing. If you have local government, see, it is easier to get because it is not far from you.
Very close.
It's not far. You can look at the chairman. Look at the office of the chairman over there. Look at the office of this. Most people in the local area, they know themselves. It's easier to point. If you have a strange person, they keep an eye on the strange person. In fact, they are the one to go at you. Before you know it, the police are already coming to that place to, ask questions from the person. That place, what are you doing? You are new here, just to interact to see exactly who that person is.
All right.
But
right, this is how far we can stretch the newspaper review. We'll be delving into our major talking points for this morning.
And that is the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, may push for a new national minimum wage of 1 million naira. Wow, that's a loud one. But anyway, details when we return so that we know how we're going to get this 1 million naira minimum wage.
Yes, I'm looking for a job. That's coming in now.
You should look for more than job because with that,
$1 million naira.
We'll be back after this break.